How's it going, YouTube? My name is Diego Irigoyen, and today I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself, and we're going to talk about the program I developed called Creative Brain Training. So before we get into any of that, I want to encourage you guys to stick around till the end of this video, where I'm going to be talking about some giveaways that you can participate in and get some free items that are related to your practice and some gifts from myself. So to kick things off, we'll talk a little bit about who I am. So I'm a practicing artist and educator, and I work through a group called Community-Based Arts Prison Arts Collective, and so I get to teach the program I developed to incarcerated participants, and that's an excellent environment for me to really get to test the effectiveness of a program such as Creative Brain Training. So within my art practice, I really focus on the body. I like to think a lot about the capacity of the body and how to use it in a balanced fashion. So within my work, there's a lot of recurring themes with repetition and ambidextrity. So I'm using both hands equally in the creation of artwork, and a lot of times I'm doing the same action over and over and over. And so I show you how a simple line can really become a really greater manifestation in a visual sense after it's done 10, 14, 100, 1,000 times, or the writing of the same word over and over and over, and how that can become something else. So through this process, I'm really trying to induce a meditative state, and within my artistic philosophy, I really feel that the artwork is an extension of the artist, and that it is charged with the artist's work. And so I really focus on this idea of process, and it'll show in the work that I show you here. So with that, we'll talk a little bit about creative brain training. So a lot of the artistic philosophy that I have is kind of reiterated again within the program of creative brain training. So creative brain training is made up of 3 parts, and the first part is that of conscious breathing. So conscious breathing is intended to utilize the breath in order to create a more relaxed demeanor, to refocus the mind, and really to allow the individual to kind of step away from the commotion of life and recenter themselves through something as simple as breath. So what I love most about conscious breathing is that it's accessible to absolutely everyone. Once you're familiar with the techniques, you can utilize conscious breathing on the go. You can utilize it in a ritualized routine. You can use it in moments of stress or anxiety, and so it's really a useful technique for conquering any sort of frustration that may arise. I just had a student the other day testify to how he used conscious breathing before a presentation that he had hardly prepared for, especially in comparison to the presentations he had done in the past. And he said that right before the presentation, he did a few of the breathing techniques, and it really calmed him down. And when he got up there, he just admitted to the crowd that this was his first run through the presentation, and it turned out to be a wonderful presentation. And he really attributes the focus and relaxation that he gained through conscious breathing to the success he had experienced during that presentation. And so we'll have a video later on that really describes in more detail the nature of conscious breathing. And so the next section of creative brain training is that of ambidextrous development. And within the classroom, I really focus on the development of fine motor control in an ambidextrous sense. So my participants do different exercises involving fine motor controls such as drawing, pattern creation, and primarily they focus on cursive handwriting. And so cursive handwriting is an incredible tool for creating a sustained attention span. So there's a lot of focus that is demanded by the ambidextrous task of writing in cursive, and so it has a really grand range of benefits to be kind of rewarded through that practice. And so a lot of people can find that somewhat daunting, but I've been doing this for about 5 years myself, and I've been teaching it for another 3 years. And so I have a system that I've used and have been very successful through in teaching others how to do this. And I have not yet encountered a single person who is incapable of doing the ambidextrous handwriting. And so with a task such as ambidextrous handwriting, you do need to put in a lot of time. And so I brought here some of my notebooks that kind of show you where people typically start off. So this is sample here of very early on in my handwriting journey with the left hand. So back in the day, you will see that it's very scratchy. It's very much a messy handwriting, but over time, in another notebook, we can see here that it'll begin to become smooth, and you will see that your writing changes, and it's really a rewarding thing to witness your own writing transform. We got that in focus here. So ambidextrous handwriting is not something that comes overnight. It takes a lot of time, and I literally have tons of notebooks that are just filled to the brim with handwriting and drawings done with both hand and exercises that I do. So you might be wondering at this point, where did I find the time to invest in all of this handwriting? And so we'll talk a little bit about that in some of the later videos that are going to come with this tutorial series. So one of the more fun exercises involved in ambidextrous development is that of juggling. So along with fine motor control, I also teach different exercises that involve ambidextrous coordination, such as juggling. And there was a study done in the University of Regensburg and the University College of London that actually talked about and recorded that when you learn to juggle, a certain region of the brain involved with spatial awareness actually increases in size. It'll literally grow. So this kind of adds to the idea that the hands grow the brain. And so here we're going to be talking about ambidextrous development in some of the later tutorial series. And I also want to mention that the origin of this and my inspiration behind developing ambidexterity came through a man named Michael J. Lavery and his program, Whole Brain Power. And so he was the first person that introduced me to the concept that the hands grow the brain and that you can take advantage of the whole brain by becoming ambidextrous. And so that is a really important concept here in creative brain training. Almost everything that we do involves some sort of ambidexterity, and so we'll be talking about that in some of the later videos. And in the last section, we have art making. And so within the classroom, my students always go through the conscious breathing, they go through the ambidextrous development, and then last but not least, they bring everything that they've learned together in the process of art making. And so some of the exercises that we do involve a lot of pattern making, and really what I'm trying to do in the process of art making is kind of tear down the rules. So during the ambidextrous development stages, they're learning a lot of rules. They're learning about how to structure their writing, how to structure their form in writing, and so there's all these kind of different formalities that they're being introduced to, where during the art making process, we then bring down all those barriers. We enter a more relaxed state of mind, we have more freedom, and really the only rule to follow is the incorporation of both hands. So we want to make sure that the task is ambidextrous, and I found that my students really love this process. And in addition to the art making, I show them how to utilize the art process to manifesting their own goals and to visualizing their own goals. And so there's a little personal success routine that my students get to experience through the art making process and the ambidextrous process. And I have witnessed a lot of students really go through some positive transformations as a result of the training. And so we have the conscious breathing, we have the ambidextrous development, and we have the art making process. And so the conscious breathing is always introduced first to the class, because what I am intending to do with that is provide you with the tools to combat any sort of frustration that may arise with the later parts of the program, as well as help you establish a consistent training routine through a very simple process. So conscious breathing only takes 5-10 minutes out of your day, but what's important about it is that you're practicing it daily. And so this idea of creating a daily routine through your practice is very important and crucial to your success within creative brain training. And so that's why the conscious breathing is introduced first, because when it comes down to beginning your ambidextrous development, you want to have that consistent daily routine in place. So consistency is really the secret here to succeeding through creative brain training. And then the last part of the program is art making, and this is really just a way for you to relax, for you to have fun through the ambidextrous process, and for you to stimulate your own creativity, and then in the future begin to visualize and manifest your own goals for your own life. And so we're going to have a series of tutorial videos that will be coming in the next few weeks that'll talk about each one of these sections in a bit more depth. And really what I want to do is provide you guys with everything that you need to get started on your own. So for those who are ambitious, and for those who can take the minimal direction that I'll apply and really run with it, I would like to reward you, because I honestly think that everybody should have learned this a long time ago. The fact that our educational system isn't teaching us with such basic knowledge on the body and brain and how it functions optimally is really a disservice. So here I am trying to repair that and offer you with everything that you need for optimal brain functioning and creative thinking and really relaxation and joy. So to conclude, I want to mention a few things here. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the Creative Brain Training Program, I do have a website that features my art and also has a tab on Creative Brain Training. So I will link that in the description down below. You can find some of the artwork I've done in the past, as well as a tab on the Creative Brain Training for more information. And in addition to that, I'd like to invite you guys to check out my Instagram, where you can check out more of my artwork and sometimes tune in for some live sessions of art making. And within that, I also have a lot of inspirational quotes and things that I think are interesting from my daily readings, so maybe that'll be of interest to you. And the last thing, let me see, oh yes, the last thing we want to talk about is the giveaways. So the giveaways that are going to come up in these following video tutorial series, and actually we're going to have a giveaway with this video right here. They're going to be featuring products that are related to your creative brain training process, as well as a handwritten letter. All giveaways will include a handwritten letter by myself, as well as a custom artwork for you. So in order to participate in the giveaway, all you need to do is in the comment section below include 3 words that you would use to describe this video, whether that be informative or funny or whatever you can come up with. So 3 words that describe the video, and once the video has reached 25 likes, I'll select one of the individuals who have commented below for the items to be received by them. And with each video, we're going to have different items to be given away. So with this video, we're going to have a copy of Michael Lavery's book, Whole Brain Power, to be given away, as well as the handwritten letter that's to be included with every giveaway, and custom personal artwork that will feature the 3 words you selected below to describe this video. So if you want any particular words used in your piece of artwork, make sure to include that as a description, I guess. And if you have any questions regarding the program, go ahead and comment that below as well. I'll try to get back to anything that is posted. And with that, I think we might be done. Let me check my notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. No, looks like we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and close there. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you again.